we're going to be using the same seed set that we have been using for the entire tournament so far. So here we go. Going to be starting off now, getting the instructions from the king to tell them to go take out the Dragon Lord lurking in the depths of Charlotte Castle. And the first chest is going to be some early gold. Good. Second one is Erdrick's sword. Okay.
So I guess we can kill more than a Drakey now. Yeah, that sword is going to make that attack power number be not red real fast. Hey,
Yeah,
how does Thilotilo's red slime hold onto that sword?
some things are better left unquestioned.
Ooh, Archfield getting a Scorpion. He should be able to take that out with his sword. Thilotilo also taking out a Slime, but the Scorpion worth much more, of course. Good thing we have a lot of HP and we can walk out of that swamp without too much difficulty. And we'll see what level 2 has for Archfield. No strength. Don't really need it right now, but 10 agility. That's going to make that defense a little nicer. They got all their strength with Erdrick's sword. They didn't really need a strength on level 2. They have plus 40 out of the throne room. Another Scorpion for Archfield. This is going to shoot him up to level 3. Oh, almost level 3. No, level 3.
Unfortunately, they had
I found the power. Well, Archfield did.
Level 3. Oh, mommy.
Yeah, would you like some power? How about 23 of it? Would you like a sword? How about that? And Archfield's attack power is quite nice right now.
Yeah, plus has the hurt spell, not that you're really going to be needing it with a 69 attack power, but hey, it's there.
Yeah, I like that Archfield is definitely expanding out, looking for that next zone of monsters that are worth a little more. Tilo finding a nice Magidrake, so he finally finds a higher valued enemy as well. 15 more power on level 4 and 30 magic. Okay.
Yeah, now this seed has really started to take off here, it looks like. So we're definitely... Oh, here's a cave.
Hey, Tilo's on ArchfieldMonk's screen. What's going on?
And that is the Staff of Rain trade-in cave. To get that, they're going to need the harp. And here's a wolf, which is really going to be a sweet target for Archfield to take on here. 40 more experience gets him level 5, and that's going to be powered by another 21 agility. Oh my, and both heal and hurt more at level 5!
Yeah,
Boys
this Rogue Scorpion is toast. I like that we're one-shotting wolves 2.5 minutes in, and this Rogue Scorpion is going to be dust less than 3 minutes in. That's pretty amazing. Tilo, unfortunately, one level shy. If he had hurt more, he could take out that Axe Knife. He doesn't quite have it yet.
Oh man, level 5, we've got heal more, hurt more, and enough MP to do stuff with it. Here's the next level, 9 more agility.
Oh, no power on level 6. What a ripoff.
There's been a couple of those levels. I'm starting to wonder if they took off so fast they stalled.
Man, what did 3, 4, and 5 had a combined like 60 power on them or something like that? I lost track, but they were all giant power gains. This is insane. 96 attack power, barely 3 minutes into the seed. And Tilo's about to get his incredible level 5.
With both heal more and hurt more and an attack power of 96, both players are now on the hunt for the 3 key items they are going to need to find to make their way into Charlotte Castle. The harp, the silver harp, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's token. Now, they could be on some of those search spots out in the world. The coordinates that are obtained in Cantlin. Of course, there's a tile in Hawksness being guarded by a trap tile, which could also be an interesting grind for them. Ooh, Thilotilo, unfortunately, taking a bad hit from a Star Wyvern, getting sent back home.
Yeah, sort of unfortunate. The Star Wyverns, you can sometimes one-shot them with hurt more, but not always, and Tilo couldn't quite hurt more that one, but home's not too far away, so he'll just regroup, and he's going to head south. We haven't seen anything south yet. Oh, that's because there's nothing there.
Meanwhile, wizards also have the hurt more spell and are not afraid to use it.
Wizards would be a little tough right now. 96 attack power is a lot, but we didn't have much defense power anyway. You can't take too many hits from them, and certainly if they have hurt more, you can't take too many hits from them.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're one-shot, it doesn't matter how many Healmores you have in the tank, and they still only have a maximum 50 hit points for Archfield and 44 for Thilotilo, respectively. So, yeah, Hurtmores, DB2, that's gonna be just an instant go home.
Whew. So we finally have a second as Tilotilo's back to, well, he's passing by the the Harp Trading Cave. You mentioned a second ago that we need to go find, well, normally we have to level up and get stats and get equipment, but we have the best sword in the game, and our stats are silly right now. So the main objective right now is to go hunt down those quest items you mentioned. The Silver Harp, the Stones of Sunlight, and the Erdrick's Token. It turns out that the Dragon Lord kind of tired of having heroes wander in and try to slash him in the face. So is the Warlock. Ooh, Warlock's very tired of getting slashed in the face, too.
Warlock with the big breath. Yeah.
Tilotilo's going to get his slightly sad level 6, but he's up there level 6 too, and in the Experience League too now, by the way. But yeah, the Dragon Lord has put an annoying little moat around his castle to stop would-be heroes from slashing him in the face. We need to get the Rainbow Drop. In order to build the Rainbow Drop, we need to get our hands on the Stones of Sunlight, Erdrick's Token, and the Silver Harp, but the Silver Harp's not good enough. We have to trade it in that cave that we saw earlier. Tilo's got another cave on his screen that he's not checking. We need to trade in at that cave we saw earlier that Archfield's passing by for the Staff of Rain. Once we get those 3 items, we can trade it in for a Rainbow Drop, we can build a bridge across the Dragon Lord's annoying little moat, and go slash him in the face.
Absolutely. Of course, you have to get down to the bottom of Charlock Castle as well, which is often easier said than done. Remember, we saw those wizards with Hurtmore. They're going to be lurking in Charlock. Oh, hey, it's Jerk Cave! That is where you actually get the Rainbow Drop from, speaking of. So we know where both turn-in caves are to be able to finish off their laundry list of chores they need to accomplish if they want to be slaying any Dragon Lords today.
Also, I found the power again. It's on level 7. Ooh, Tilo found another... Oh, is that the same cave? What was that? 13 more power? 12 more power? Something ridiculous like that. We're at 111 attack power on Tilotilo's side on level 7. Ooh, unfortunately, Archfield can't quite take out an Armored Knight, because 2 Heartmores would do it, but you gotta survive 1 attack first, and we're not quite to that.
Not only that, but I think that Armored Knight cast Hurtmore right back at him.
Yeah, even though we have a lot of things, the HP is still kind of low. Tilo in that other cave has found, I believe that was Swamp North, I'm gonna say. Yep, definitely Swamp North. So he's wandering through there. Poltergeist's gonna get the heck out of there. Can't blame him.
Yeah, level 7, you've already got 111 attack power. That's pretty crazy.
Ooh, so Tilo's going through Swamp Cave, probably, hoping that it backdoored into Garanham, but it did not do so. He's about to find out about the Hurtmore on Wizards. Still going to be able to 2-shot this? Yep, we're 2-shotting Wizards 8 minutes in, as Archfield gets his attack boost on level 7.
Yeah, and the 30 MP ain't nothing to sneeze at either. You notice the MP is already in orange on the tracker at the bottom of your screen. That means it's approaching where you'd like to see it to actually take on the Dragon Lord. Green means you're definitely good to go on that stat, generally speaking.
Yeah, so doing a little Dragon Lord math, because it's funny to do that less than 10 minutes into the seed. With 10 Healmores, you'd like to be hanging out around the high 130s in attack power, and Tilo's at 112 on level 8. It's scary that on level 8 we're not quite to Dragon Lord stats, but we're getting close to them. That's, dang.
At least for the agility and the MP, what we're not seeing, however, which is a little more disturbing, is only 63 hit points. We're gonna need more hit points if we're gonna be taking on any Dragon Lords. Unfortunately, Thilotilo is gonna run into that Armored Knight, or as we like to affectionately refer to them in the chat channel, the AK-47s, due to how hard they hit.
Yeah, but he was out of resources anyway. We saw he had to pass on a Knight and on something else because he didn't have any magic left for Hurtmore. So he's going to happily go back to the castle, get his magic back, and start Hurtmoring the world again. He was just off to try to find whatever he could.
Thilotilo one-shot that Warlock, thankfully.
Yeah, the Warlock might have Dragonlord 2 Breath, but Thilotilo's not interested.
Yep, we are at 9 minutes 45 seconds, so we're not even 10 minutes in yet, and we're already looking at some of this stuff. Man.
Ooh, Tilo couldn't quite survive the Armor Knight, but again, not too bad because he went to the east and found a dead end, so actually it's kind of faster for him to Death Warp and head back to the castle. Looks like he can only go north here. Tilo's looked south, well, both runners look south and have looked to the east, and you can't really go anywhere except north through that path past Harp Cave and past Jerk Cave and Swamp. So kind of funneling us there as Archfield picks up his level 8, and both runners back on the same level. I think the big thing now that we're looking for, you're going to see the experience lead, bounce back and forth as they hurt more various things they run into, and the levels are going to bounce back and forth. But I think the next big thing we're looking for is keys. Whoever gets keys next is going to be, or first, is going to be in really good shape to start opening up the back of Tantegel when they find it, the back of Garenham. Going to have all kinds of treasure chests available to help find not only those key items, but potentially that Erdrick's armor, which is still out there too. Our defense power, looking kind of sad, they're at 32. All other stats are good, but our defense power at 32, no armor of any sort to speak of. So that's going to be the next big thing, is where are those keys?
Yeah, with an attack power of 112 and a defense of only 32, it's kind of feeling a little bit like Rocket Tag here. Fortunately, you do get the first swing, and in at least many cases, also the last.
Yeah, we can see at least they have enough HP where Archfield's able to take out that Armored Knight, able to do 2 hurt mores and survive the attack in between, and he's up to level 9. Thilotilo's going to be hot on his tail, of course, and level 9 is, oh my gosh, I think we finally found a meh level.
Well, it was a level, I guess. But yeah, right now, keys would break things open if one of them can find the harp early. Now we have found a, okay, that was Swamp.
Always interesting decision whether you want to go through Swamp or not. I tend to base it on, if I found Garenham or not, because always the potential of backdooring into Garenham is very tempting. But Thilotilo went through and found it did not. Archfield passing on it, and going to go look around out here.
But yeah, keys would have break things open. Just finding a bigger dungeon, like say, Mountain Cave. Finding Mountain Cave with 4 or 5 chests in it would definitely be useful to them right now, especially if you can find like a key or one of the key items down there, not having to find Rimildar.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why keys would open things up so much, because you have access to so many more dungeons, like the back of Tantegel, like the back of Garenham, and so many treasure chests, like the Tantegel Treasury, like the back of Garenham. So we definitely would not mind finding Mountain Cave out and about somewhere, but a lot of times, especially since we've already seen Jerk Cave and Harp Cave, a lot of times those can be hidden behind doors. And Archfield's approaching, oh my gosh, they're towns, and Tilo's approaching the same town. There's towns. Towns exist. It's amazing. They both pick up some easy experience before discovering... Oh, hey, did someone mention keys? Literally in sync. They are literally on the same square. Well, now they're not, but they were literally on the same squares when they're wearing the keys.
Rimildar, the place to buy keys. So, they will be picking up some keys. This will open up the armory in Tantegel Castle, as well as the back door as mentioned, which does have a cave back there that they can now potentially explore. So this is really going to help them out. Not only that, but there's also a key shop in the back of Tantegel Castle behind a locked door that they can now refill keys on, so you don't have to keep going back here unless you use your last one.
Alright, I think we're about to get synced treasure checks, sync torches, and it is... Oh, dragon scales on both sides. Actually, neither player bought a dragon scale, so that's not the worst thing to see. The dragon scale, when you equip it, will add 2 to your defense power, and our defense is kind of bleh, so we'll take it.
2 points is still 2 points. With that kind of money, they've got 600 and 700 respectively. That's almost large shield money. That's definitely at least small shield.
Lorgon pointing out that now our slime is maintaining his modesty with his dragon scale. Not really anything super interesting to grind for, gold grind for. We don't know if a gold grind is even possible. Remulder shop, you got a full plate or whatever, but if you want to actually set up a full gold grind, nothing too exciting there, but that's only the first time we've seen so far.
Absolutely. They picked up a small shield. Did you catch which armor they bought? Oh, there's a Charlock sighting.
Oh, well, sort of. We've seen Charlock, but we can't get there from that side. I didn't see what they got. I saw a small shield. I would assume... Okay, yeah.
With that gold tally, I'm saying leather armor.
Thing, leather. Yeah, that makes sense. A couple little things that will help out a bit. You know, your leather armor's +4 defense. Your small shield also +4 defense. It's not amazing, but I mean, we had the money. We weren't doing anything else with it. Yeah, sure, why not?
Metal slimes have hurt more.
Oof. And in this seed, when you have almost enough, you don't quite have enough attack power to guarantee hit them, but in this seed where you have hurt more and a ton of attack power, you don't even want to see metal slimes. You can find 255 experience anywhere else. You can go hurt more axe knights or something for it. So, yeah, that metal slime, we need to tell it to get lost.
Archfield not even bothering to hurt more this axe knight. He's just gonna power through with them by casting Smackdown and getting a level. 2 more power, 5 speed, 6 hit points, 5 magic.
Yeah, modest level. There's some decent gains in there on agility, HP, and MP, but we've seen better.
At least with HP, that brings the total up to 74. We're getting closer to where we'd like to see, but still need some more.
And we haven't seen the spike tiles yet, but that desert, I'm thinking that might be an interesting little place to grind if the spike tiles end up being terrible. You've got axe knights up there, and I feel like I saw wyverns in that area too. Those are simple to hurt more and take experience from. So if the spike tiles end up being annoying, that might be a place to grind later on. If we need to grind, they're getting levels like crazy. Tilo picking up 10. So they're both right neck and neck as far as experience and levels go.
Tilo heading back to Rimildar. Looks like he's going to be topping off his MP tally.
Look, Lorgon in chat yelling at me about grinding. Look, it's a Math Girl seed. I mean, we're going to go 14 levels with 0 power, okay? We're going to have to grind up to like 29 somehow, even though it started this way. Come on, you know that's coming.
Yeah, speaking of which, Math Girl is gonna be a restreamer, and also doing the tracking is gonna be Angel FM. This is Sneaky the Lost. With me in the commentator's booth is Rye Guy. And definitely give everybody a follow on Randomania. And of course, we're gonna go ahead and drop a link for you in chat with the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Discord. Really friendly, open community, very inviting. Oh, there was a death necklace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we've said, oh, Math Girl seeds are so great. I mean, I think these first 10 levels might have been a tease. Let's see what the next 10 levels look like, because that treasury, herb, wings, gold, and death necklace. Death necklace is fine, but our HP is low and our strength is high, so that death necklace, unlikely to be useful. I mean, you never know, but unlikely. And at least there's a gold grind available. We haven't really seen anywhere to grind yet, anything to grind for yet. But Archfield's going to check the back and see what's there. Oh, it's a dark cave of some sort, either mountain or tablet. I didn't hear if he bonked or not. Oh, looks like mountain?
Yep, that's Mountain Cave, all right. Yeah, there's the staircase. That's Mountain Cave.
Alright, so we got 5 more treasure chests here. Maybe a chance for Tantegel to redeem itself.
And this golem just not letting anybody past.
Well, the good news is the doors are all open, so if you die here, this is the back of Tantegel. You can just walk back through all the open doors. It's not super far to walk back. Obviously, you don't want to die, but if you do, you can get back relatively quickly. And he's got a torch, so he can light it up if he's tired of bonking. We'll see. Or he can throw it at his snowman.
Yeah, speaking of torches, probably not going to be necessary this particular seed, but torches and fairy water can be used as an item in combat. Fairy water does the same damage as a hurt spell with no chance of resistance except for metal slimes, and a torch does about half that. Meanwhile, Thilotilo finding the front of Charlock Castle, where they are eventually going to need to go to use that rainbow drop and win the day.
Yeah, Tilo's getting some good exploration done. Archfield died, and so he came back to the castle to do all this searching back in Tantegel, and Tilo will eventually do that, but Tilo hasn't died, so Tilo's been exploring around and did find the front of Charlock. Archfield found the backside of Sharlock, but doesn't know how to get there. Ooh, Tilo's got a town. This might be big. We joke a lot of times, like, ooh, what if it's Hoxus? But actually, if it's Hoxus, he can probably kill whatever's on the spike tile. So even Hoxus would be alright.
Oh, it's Garanham. That's going to have 3 more chests and a cave in the back.
And a weapon shop, too. I feel like this is kind of lengthy to pull a gold grind off, but, I mean, you never know. Our defense is bad. Maybe you might want to try if the shop is really good. But yeah, he's going to get 3 more chests and a cave, which I believe has to be either bonus, grave, or tablet, right? Those are the 3 caves that we're missing.
I mean, you've got 3 chests here. You've got how many chests in grave?
Archfield pulling off the chest glitch and finding a chainmail in the last treasure chest of Mountain. Mountain was pretty uninspiring. There was an empty, there was a fairy water, there was, I forgot already. And the last one, he initiated the gold glitch, the treasure glitch on, where he'd already opened 8 treasure chests. The game got sick and tired of tracking what treasure chests he opened up, so it gave up. And told him that he found a chainmail, which he checked his inventory and turned out to be one of our key items, the silver harp. So the mountain cave was looking bleh, but it turned out the very last chest had the harp, so the mountain cave will be required. Again, once Tilo dies and goes back to the castle, he will check that as well. But let's see what's in the back of Garanham now.
Yeah, and keep in mind, they both know where Staff Cave is, so that's an easy turn-in whenever they feel like it. It's very close to Tentacle Castle. They can just do that whenever they feel like it. No pressure to get that taken care of ahead of time.
And while we were watching Archfield in Mountain Cave, Math Girl pointing out that Tilo did pick up a half plate in Garanham, so a nice boost. It is bonus cave in the back of Garanham with a big old nothing. Oh my gosh. Archfield finding more power and more HP on level 11.
And to answer the question in chat, no, this is a Math Girl seed. We're 20 minutes in, and we're already looking at a green agility stat.
So I will point out that on 97 MP, you're pretty happy to go in the low 130s on attack power, and Archfield's at 129 attack power. The HP a little low, but on level 11, the Dragon Lord stats, we're really close, really close to Dragon Lord stats. We need key items, we need quest items, of course. We're not attacking the Dragon Lord with a leather armor and 48 defense power, but the stats are actually close to Dragon Lord stats 22 minutes in.
The only one that isn't really is hit points. At only 89, that's not going to be enough. You usually want to have at least, call it 100 to make it a nice even round number, just so that you can take 2 max Dragon Lord breaths at 48 a pop and still keep going.
Now, something else we haven't really talked about yet is Tilo's going to try to get away from this blue dragon. He's got heal more, so he'll, it's 70 agility, so he should eventually be able to get away. It's not technically a key item, but for all intents and purposes, it's required. The Erdrick's armor. You're going to essentially need that, because Erdrick's armor, one of the most overpowered armors in the game, can be found in either a treasure chest or one of those overworld search spots you mentioned before. We haven't seen any of those yet. Not only does it have the highest defense power in the game, it'll restore 1 HP per step, immune to stop spell, less damage from hurt or hurt more, and most importantly, it reduces the damage from the DL2 breath. And that jerk Dragon Lord is going to be spewing a bunch of his nasty breath all over the place, so we're going to have to survive it. And if we don't have the armor, we're going to take, 68 to 72 damage? Ooh, bad news. With the armor, that gets reduced to 42 to 48. So the armor is, for all intents and purposes, required. We're going to see Archfield head on exploring, and like you mentioned before, Sneaky's trading in his silver harp for the Staff of Rain, so he's got that chore taken care of. Angel correcting me, the damage is 65 to 72 at the The damage is a lot and more than I want without the armor. Now the damage is bad, it's 65 to 72, but bad news, bad. So for all intents and purposes, we're going to need to find the armor, either in a treasure chest somewhere, possibly a treasure chest in Sharlock, those are always fun, or on one of the overworld search spots.
Yep, and of course, we don't know what the spike tile is in Hoxness is either. That could theoretically also be an XP grind if it becomes necessary. Definitely need a bit more HP. We'll see how that plays out. But, but, the other thing is, it could have nothing in there as well. It could just be found in chests.
Well, Angel, if the Dragon Lord starts Icy Gusting, we're going to have to put Taloon in here, and I don't think any of us wants that. Archfield back on Swamp Continent. Tilo explored a little bit, and it looked pretty blank, but I think there's some space off to the west which Tilo didn't see. Archfield finding a friendly Wyvern, who quickly hands over some experience. Not quite as friendly of an Armored Knight, but he's still going to get experience from this.
And it looks like Thilotilo has found the grave, Garen's grave. That's got 5 chests in it, and this is an opportunity for him to find something useful that his opponent has not yet. Meanwhile, he has not yet gotten into the back of Tantagel Castle into the mountain cave. There's 695 gold there. And, excuse me, is that tablet?
Yeah, tablet. So just one treasure chest there, but no encounters, and it's something you want to check off, because every once in a while there's something super important there. Was that 101 on Archfield's side? Okay. But yeah, he gets that checked off, and the 695 gold is not what he was hoping for, but yeah, he's still looking for all of his quest items. We know one of them is in the back of Tantagel, but still, he's looking for that armor, he's looking for the other quest items, and unfortunately didn't find them there.
You know,
Archfield's found the front of front of Sharlock too, by the way.
You know, interesting thing, they still don't have the return spell, and they almost have the ghost stats. If they forget to bring a Wing of the Wyvern with them, this could be a situation where they end up having to do the Walk of Shame. That could very well be the difference between the winner and the loser.
The Walk of Shame or the Victory Lap, depending on how you want to look at it. Archfield getting level 12, I'm sure he'll get 43. Oh, only 7 power, what a ripoff. You call that a level.
Oh, and there's a return.
136 attack power, 98 MP, 98 HP. You are extremely happy. 81 agility is not even all that bad. We have Dragon Lord stats. We can just find this Erdrick's armor and find the rest of our quest items. Apparently Lorgon was correct. Grind? What is this grind you speak of? We are ready to go. DePaul asking in chat, do we know where the armor is? Because that's very required. No, we don't yet. We've narrowed it down. It's either going to be in the grave, it's either going to be in Hawksness, Cole, Overworld Search Spot, or it's going to be in Sharlock.
Absolutely, it could. Of course, they still need the stones and the token to make their way into Sharlock. That's what they're looking for right now. They do know where the jerk is to turn in all 3 items to get the rainbow drop itself. Archfield at least does have his staff already. They both know where the staff cave is. Thilotilo just hasn't gotten into the bag of Tantagel Castle yet. He's been busy doing some other things. And that, I believe, was a large shield?
Yeah, Tilo finds Breckenary, which had a shop. Nothing super exciting except for that large shield, so he upgrades to that. We haven't seen a silver round. All the talents seem like they're super far away, so I doubt we're going to see a gold grind here. This is a super jet seed, so I'm not sure our runner's going to want to take the time. As Archfield's found Garenham, he's looking in the back. He's going to be kind of disappointed there. Tilo filling up on Fairy Waters. Interesting. Looking ahead maybe a little bit. Oh, we didn't have Repel, so maybe he's just going to use those to help explore. But yeah, the large shield, a nice little boost, plus 10 defense instead of plus 4.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good move for him. With 66 DP, he's going to be defense breaking a lot of things. They're just going to stay out of his way and allow him to explore with less hassle. Anything that's going to run into him now is going to be something worth enough experience to be worth his time.
Ooh, and now he's got the grave. We know, I think that has to be the grave because we've seen everything else. And there he goes. So good chance of finding, well, our quest items, of course, but also maybe an armor?
There's one belt.
So I think this is a fair distance away from the castle, so I bet he'll probably check the bottom. You wouldn't want to have to come back here and check again.
And there's the Stones of Sunlight, the second critical item needed. Now all we need is Erdrick's token.
Yep, and we found a cursed belt, so we know one of the overworld search spots, one of the 3 overworld search spots has something, but Tilo's still going to dive, because, you know, that's something, we still have the, actually that something has to be something we want, huh? We've already seen the flute and death necklace, so that something has to be either the token or the armor, huh?
Potentially, yes. And so, of course, there's 2 more chests down at the bottom of the grave. You always want to check those, because you don't want to have to go back for these 2 chests if you don't have to.
Yeah, so we found 1 cursed belt. That means that one of the search spots has got something on it. And our only candidates left for search spots are token and armor, but we don't know which search spot that is. Maybe 2 of them are empty and 1 of them's got something we need. So certainly one of these treasure chests down here could still have a thing that we need.
Absolutely, absolutely. And remember, there's the mythical town of Cole, who, like the RUSS, is, it's probably just a myth. It doesn't actually exist. Then, of course, there's Hawksness, and then the coordinates.
Another thing to point out, too, is Thilotilo has not been back to the castle still. He's got this lengthy exploration going as Archfield finding a red dragon. Usually that's scary, but actually he can kill it fairly easy with his heal more and his ridiculous attack power. Tilo has not been back to the castle yet, so he does not know the death necklace is there. So from his point of view, that cursed belt could be for the death necklace. He finds the fighter's ring, not bad, plus 2 attack power, in case you didn't have enough power in this seed already.
Bruh, do you even lift?
This armored knight's looking pretty puny next to our heroes here.
Yeah, with only 98 hit points right now, still not going to be putting on any death necklaces anytime soon. But with 136, 138 attack power, you don't really need to.
Yeah, the stats are actually good enough to go right now with no death necklace or anything, but the only point with the death necklace was that was an item that could have been what the cursed belt was replacing. So Thilotilo has not seen the death necklace yet, which means that from his point of view, the overworld search spot that that the cursed belt signified there could have been for the death necklace. He has not seen that the death necklace is in a chest yet, so he doesn't know yet that has to be the armor and or token. Well, I guess, yeah, so...
Meanwhile, ArchfieldMonk making his way into Tablet Cave, which, as we recall, is on the way to Garen's Grave Cave. So he's not too far behind Thilotilo in exploration.
So just a fighter's ring and an empty in the bottom of the grave. Not anything too exciting, but again, Tilo's marked those off. They didn't take too long to check. He had Brecken area outside of here, and I was pretty sure he spotted a town in a swamp like across the river. So I wonder if he'll go for that next. I think the only towns we're missing now are Cole and Cantlin, and both those are going to have, Cole has a search spot right there, Cantlin has your coordinates to a search spot, so both those would be very nice.
Yeah, and even Hawksness wouldn't be a bad idea to stick your nose in just to see what's on that search tile as well.
Oh, Hawksness, I suppose that's there too.
I mean, it's not like anything sitting on that tile is going to pose a substantial threat to our heroes now.
Would you really... Who would put Hawksness in the middle of a swamp? That's so vanilla.
Swamp or desert?
Desert is like a dried up swamp. I think Archfield might be coming up on that. I think he might be coming up that town in the swamp that Tilo spied from across the way.
He is going to get level 13, power by 1, response speed 2, hit points 13! That's actually pretty huge. The more hit points you have, the better buffer you've got there. And with an MP now of 100, if it wasn't Ghost stats at level 12, it certainly is at 13.
I mean, we're getting awfully... It's a little sad. Actually, it was a nice call by Tilo to get those fairy waters. A little sad we don't have repel. I mean, you're not going to repel the armored knight, and actually 51 defense is kind of blah. But you'd like to repel away all the little stuff, because you really don't need much more experience right now. 13 is more than enough to kill the Dragon Lord. Much more than enough. You're very safe. And any levels past now, we're gonna start talking about how many heal mores you have left when you kill him, not if you kill him.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Meanwhile, Thilotilo taking a break, and Archfield finds Hawksness. He's gonna check this trap tile because why not? It's not like they need a grind spot, but hey, it could still be something useful.
Yeah, this search spot could have the armor, could have the token, or he hasn't found the Stones of Sunlight yet either. Brian asking in chat, no gold. There's a gold grind in Tantagle, your classic die out of whatever, and gold grind out of Tantagle, but we haven't really seen any silver shields, or magic armor, or flame swords for that matter. And plus, the stats are so silly, everything is so quick that I don't think any of our runners are going to take the time. Archfield has found the Erdrick's token. That's our final thing. Quest item, I should say.
Now Archfield just needs to dive Grave, or find Grave to dive it and get the stones, and he is in go mode. The only thing is maybe finding Cantlin to see if the coordinates are in play. If the person in Cantlin tells you that there are coordinates... speaking of Cantlin, here we go.
You've got Cantlin and Cole, so I believe that town that I spotted, that Tilo spotted in the swamp, was Cantlin. Was Cole, so we haven't seen that yet. There's a silver shield in Cantlin. It's kind of a ways off, and like I said, I kind of doubt anyone's going to bother setting up for that with these silly good stats. But Archfield's going to check the coordinates, and now we know if there are coordinates, they must be for the armor.
And if that's the case, that means Cole's search spot is going to guarantee to be empty.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think Tilo's approaching
go
that.
and fight. No coordinates. Okay.
So I think Tilo was approaching, or maybe he's heading over for where that town in the swamp was. And if that's Cole, that could be our other possible armor spot. Or just to give our runners a little bit of fun, we could just, throw the armor in. Did Tilo just pick up, he's got 130 attack power. He just smacked that metal slime away, and he gets his big HP boost. So Cole could have the armor, or we could have the armor in Sharlock. And also, as I just pointed out, Tilo at 138 attack power, and also Archfield at 137. They get guaranteed hits on metal slimes now on level 12.
Yeah, just one of those things. Of course, they still have hurt more, which is annoying, but 255 experience is still 255 experience.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'd sit in a desert and grind him because that hurt more, but if one shows its little face, I can certainly stab it.
I mean, it's no worse than a golem at this point. Actually, a golem would be a better one for 250 with this attack power. It'd only be, 3 hits?
Ooh, I don't know. Golems could have a lot of HP. Golems are annoying. Golems could have up to 150 HP. They might not, but they could, and that would be annoying to attack through, even at this attack power. Either way, as Lorgon predicted earlier, we don't really need to grind because they already have ghost stats. But Tilo about to find the Hawksness Cantlin duo that Archfield just came out of. So he's going to find his Erdrick's token and his no coordinates. And he still has not died and still has not gone back to the castle. So he's got the harp still to pick up. He'll grab that real fast too. And actually, this is kind of nice for Tilo, because the order he's doing this in, when he dies and goes back to the castle, he'll pick up the harp, and he'll be able to just go in a straight line and pick up, trade in the harp, and then head right on over and pick up the drop all at once.
Absolutely. If Archfield doesn't find Grave pretty soon, he could end up finding himself starting to lag behind. Right now, they're neck and neck. It's anybody's game right now, but if Thilotilo can get his laundry list done, it's really down to who dives first.
DePaul making an interesting point in chat that Tilo has the experience lead now, but it doesn't really matter. And it doesn't matter because they already have ghost stats. You don't need to pick up 14. You're pretty comfortable diving on 13. 14 would make it easier, obviously, and if, Star Wyverns or Armored Knights decide they're going to hand you experience, like, okay. But, you could dive right now. So the experience lead doesn't particularly matter because you're pretty content on 13. The only thing you might want to pick up is the Spell of Repel, although, we have Brecconary, Tilotilo's already loaded up on Fairy Waters. You might want to try to repel things in Sharlock to make, fewer encounters, make it go faster, but other than that, we're pretty much solid here.
Yeah, Archfield picked up some Fairy Water in Cantlin as well, and as you can see, he's using that to make his search a little bit easier. Unfortunately, still running into werewolves, which at this point is completely unnecessary, but without better armor, he's not going to be... here we go.
There you go. Tilo's found this town in the swamp, which has to be Cole, so we're going to either have an armor here, or we're going to have a little bit of fun with some armor in Sharlock.
Fair found nothing. It's gotta be in Sharlock. Now, here's the fun part. Is it gonna be in the Vanilla Sword location?
That is an interesting gamble, right? You know it's a Jet Seed. You don't want to waste too much time Do you go straight for vanilla that takes extra steps, or do you play the odds? You're only looking for one thing. Tilo's found the fighter's ring already. He knows the only thing. Well, he hasn't found the harp's not gonna be. He hasn't found the death necklace, but death necklace, we don't need that. Archfield into Cole as well. He's about to get the bad news too. So do you play the odds, the 6 out of 7 odds, and go straight for the treasury and try to save steps, or do you try to cut back on the coming back? I think you go straight for the bottom, right?
I mean, the math says dive straight to the bottom and go for the armory. Personally, it's less out of my way to grab the one chest on the way down. It's less backtracking than if I go all the way down and not find it. And like you said, the armor is pretty much mandatory for a Dragonlord fight. So if you miss it and have to come back, that could also cost you because, like you said, it's a zoom seat. So it's going to be a tough choice. It'll be interesting to see what our runners do.
I mean, on average, you lose less if it's if you go for the vanilla and don't have to backtrack that 1 out of 7 times. But man, Jet Seed, do you really want to take the extra steps? So this is one that could be, when it's a Jet Seed like this, you know the finishes could be a minute apart, 30 seconds apart, and do you want those 30 seconds to be you checking the 1 out of 7 vanilla? When that's a tough one.
It is indeed quite the conundrum. A puzzle for the ages, one which each runner really has to call for themselves.
The good news is we're pointing out in chat, no armor means that we're going to have to survive some barrier tiles on the top floor, Sharlock. Typically, I didn't mention this before, the armor will also make you immune to swamp and barrier tiles, and the Dragonlords spewed a whole bunch of those across the top floor. Thilotilo picking up level 14, which again gives him, oh gosh, even more MP. So typically,
and outside and repel too.
Typically, in order to get by those barrier tiles on the top floor without the armor, you're going to either have to burn 2 Healmores or use up all of your herbs. The good news is they're at 139 attack power. Well, Tilo on level 14 is at 139, and Archfield is quickly behind. He's going to get 14 on this red dragon. 139 attack power, you need, at worst 10 Healmores, 80 MP. So they have 3 extra Healmores to burn on the dive. So you could potentially burn those 2 Healmores on the top floor, getting through the barrier tiles, have an extra Healmore to burn on, I don't know, the spike tile or something like that, grab your armor and win on the same dive. So these big stats actually helpful to get us through and making the dive, get the armor and win very, very real possibility here.
Meanwhile, passing by a bridge that's not quite a spark over bridge. It's got 2 tiles, not a single tile after the bridge, but it tried.
Yes, Lorgon is giving me my source here, is citing my sources here. All that stuff about do you go for the vanilla, do you go for the treasury, number of steps it takes, that might have been authored by a certain Thilotilo. So yeah, he probably knows all the stuff I'm talking about even better than whatever I just said.
Well, yeah, those who can do, those who can't, commentate.
Alright, so Tilo is, let's see, where are we at? Tilo just needs to get back to the castle to check the treasury in the back of the treasury and pick up his harp. Archfield is still hunting for the grave, which has his stones of sunlight. Archfield will not be safe from the back of the grave, though, because he's still looking for his Erdrick's armor, and we've only seen 1 cursed belt. Actually, Archfield hasn't seen any cursed belts. So when Archfield gets to the grave, and I believe he just found it, he's going to be thinking like, well, what if the armor's in the bottom? And he's going to go check out the bottom, just like Tilo did. So he won't be able to just leave the grave immediately. Tilo has found, is back into Canlin. He's going to get the coordinates, and he's going to get the news that there are no coordinates. And so he'll probably be back to Tantagle, knowing that's the last place he needs to check.
Meanwhile, Archfield spending the night at the Brecconary 6 Gold Inn. We'll leave a torch on for you.
Yeah, and Angel pointed out that Arch will check everything. And like I was saying, to be fair, we know there's nothing in the bottom of the grave. From Archfield's perspective, he'll see 1 cursed belt, and that's it. And he's already found the item in Hawksness, so that's what he's figuring that replaces. And you go, well, I mean, the armor could be in a treasure chest, right? Armor doesn't have to be in Sharlock. It could be in a treasure chest at the bottom of the grave, and you certainly don't want to have to double all the way back out here to look for the armor in the bottom of the grave. So absolutely the right play to move to the bottom of the grave and check it. Just he won't be able to just leave like right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 more chests down there. Either one could potentially have the armor. You're already in grave. You're gonna want to dive it just to tick those check boxes off.
Can you imagine what it would feel like if you left the bottom 2 of the grave and you got to the bottom of Sharlock and didn't find an armor? Like, oh, that would be the worst.
It certainly would be. Meanwhile, Thilotilo finally checking out the armory in Cantlin. Or, I apologize, Tantagel. Did not check the back! Did not go back into Mountain Cave!
No, is he still... I know he knows that Mountain is out there, but, uh-oh. If he's looking for Mountain on the overworld, he's gonna be looking for a while. And yeah, there's a couple people in chat pointing out that Archfield, he's got Repel, he's got 81 defense now. Oh my gosh, 81 with the full plate. That's nice. And he has the spell of Outside, so it's not difficult to check either. So
yeah,
definitely worth checking. It won't take him a ton of time, but he just doesn't get to save that, couple minutes of, Yeah, Brian's got it in chat too. Once he realizes that he hasn't seen the back of Tantagel, once he realizes that has to be Mountain Cave, he'll cast Return, and it will be a quick trip through Mountain Cave. There's not much in there to give any resistance. And then, like I said again, he can just go take his harp and just boom, boom, collect his traded items and go.
Yeah, meanwhile, ArchfieldMonk getting this last chest, realizing it's not there, taking his Outside. He's got all 3 items.
Did Tilo run out of keys? Is that why? Did he accidentally use his last key on the treasury? Maybe he just had to restock keys and he'll be back there real fast. This might just be a slight little side trip for him.
Yeah, but this side trip could have cost him, because here's ArchfieldMonk on the final run. He knows the armor has to be in Sharlock. He knows where everything is. He's on his dive, and this could be the dive.
There you go. Thilotilo was going to pick up extra keys. Now he'll check the back. Now he'll get his harp and be right behind. Now, all this said, I mentioned you'd have an extra heal more. The dive Sharlock, pick up the armor, win the game strategy is not the easiest, and there are plenty of baddies that can be lurking in Sharlock that can derail that plan real fast. 90 agility means we should be at worst 50-50 to run for everyone, but please ask anyone about what 90 agility means. So, I mean, it's not the easiest thing in the world, and if it takes Archfield, say, 2 dives and Thilotilo 1, that's going to be a huge difference. So you never know.
I mean, they could always just start using the XCOM RNG engine.
I mean, sometimes I wonder if this game has an RNG engine.
But yeah, no, seriously, here comes Archfield is at least going to dive, even if he doesn't have everything he needs to take on the Dragon Lord after getting the armor. Just the fact that he's got his armor, he could just abort the run if he realizes he doesn't have what it takes. Outside, return, top off, and then dive and win. So he still has some options. Archfield, where are you going? It's right behind you. You've already passed it.
I think he's going to refill over in whatever town that was up there. Again, with 139 attack power, you're hoping for you could do it on 9. You'd probably want 10 to feel happy with life, and they've got 13, right? So 14. Did they pick up a 14th at some point along the way? No. 13.
Yeah, level 14. 13.
So you've got 2 heal mores you can burn on the barrier tiles, and then still 1 more for just random whatever happens, and maybe another one if you go 9 heal mores, you could maybe make that work. So you can definitely do a grab the armor and dive, grab the armor, win the game situation. It's a little but you could do it.
Meanwhile, Thilotilo just picking up the harp. He's gonna be going to turn in his stuff and will also make his way to Charlock in short order. This is a very, very close race, folks. It could still be anyone's. Charlock RNG luck is easily could make the difference in this run.
So slight point here is that with 81 defense and only the large shield, unfortunately not able to, well, not wanting to take the time to go get the silver shield, of course, only defense breaking a wizard. So if you did repel or if you threw fairy waters, you would only get wizards repelled, and there's not really a whole lot of point to that. Ooh, look who's here. It's our friend, the Fun Police.
Yeah, the Red Dragon, or as we affectionately refer to them, the Fun Police, because when they pull you over, the fun generally stops. Although,
there's
stopping,
one heal more gone.
Repelling wizards is actually useful. We know that
Two
wizards
heal
have...
mores gone.
Yeah, this is not going to be a proper dive, unfortunately. Not with these 2 heal mores on this Red Dragon, plus the other 2 heal mores on those barrier tiles, and who knows what else on his way down. But he can still go ahead and get the armor, get out of there, and try again.
Well, I'm kind of curious if maybe you just abort right now and go re-heal and try again. Looks like he's going to press onwards. Was that 4 straight run fails from the Red Dragon on 90 agility? I think we were just mentioning something about the RNG engine here.
Yeah.
So if Tilo can pull this off in one dive, he might still be able to sneak this out, even though I had to make that little side trip for keys.
It's entirely possible. It's still anyone's game. It's not over until you've got the Orb of Light in your grubby little paws.
No, something else we didn't mention.
Getting sent back home by the Red Dragon.
Something else we didn't mention with Red Dragons on that top floor. You have to walk the barrier tiles and take 15 damage, and sure, it's 2 heal mores if you heal more when you have really low HP. And Archfield taking his HP down with those barrier tiles, but a Red Dragon popped up at just the wrong time and finished him off, so he's back to start.
Unfortunately, that won't stop the ambushes, and that's what got him.
Yeah, so it's still a risk, even if you're going to, even if you're going to try and do it on 2 heal mores with Red Dragons on that top zone. It's a risk to go through those barrier tiles, and you can't heal more after every single one. You're going to run out of MP, but at the same time, if you let your HP drop down low, those Red Dragons can pop out and snipe you like they did Archfield there.
Yeah, at this point, with as bad a chance as it is to run away from them as it seems, it almost might be more worth it to kill them instead of run from them with 139 attack power.
Well, I mean, if we're talking math, you're talking about on average running every 2 tries. It's 1 in 2 chance and only taking 1 attack from them on average. But yeah, average and realistic is not working out. At least it didn't work out for Archfield there. Tilo with an interesting... Oh wait, he was attacking, then he's running. Tilo's not that far away from 15, so I wonder if he might want to take a couple kills. And no, he's running from that one though, and he's going to use some herbs. I wonder if he'll want to pick up 15 here.
Using all of those herbs ahead of time, kind of a risky proposition here. You're already burning resources on your way down here.
Wow, they're like synchronized on this first floor Charlock. Look at this. Oh, the green dragon breaks it up. But wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, like I said, these guys are neck and neck. It is anybody's race right now. This is all going to come down to Charlock RNG luck.
Okay, Tilo lets his HP run low, but he doesn't encounter anything, so he's safe. He's going to burn another heal more and be fine. He's on his way. No more barrier tiles to worry about. And still had, I believe it was 93, so still 11 heal mores. Oh, now the Red Dragon's being annoying to him. Archfield also threw. Archfield threw with 93 and another Red Dragon. Tilo has to burn that extra heal more I was mentioning. Gets away, though. Archfield gonna slash on through. Jeez, another one. With all these red dragons, I wonder if this is... Hey, he's safe from the barrier tiles, okay? That's not a barrier tile on his screen, is it now? With all these red dragons, I wonder if you just decide to abort your whole plans of let's win and let's win and get the armor on the same dive. Just get the armor, get out, and try again, because man, these red dragons are going to eat up heal mores, and burning 2 heal mores on the top because you don't have the armor and the barrier tiles. Gosh, it'd be so hard to get to the bottom with just using up 1 heal more. So maybe they're both got the same idea in mind. Let's just get the armor, get out, and try again. Tilo closing on that level, though. Closing on 15. That could be big.
Yeah, Archfield still has 93 MP, or at least he did before running into this red dragon. That's still 11 heal mores in the tank. If he can manage to snag the armor and get down there without having to blow more than 1 or 2 more heal mores, he might be able to do this with those stats. I mean, 139? Let's do a bit of Dragon Lord math. You take your, you know.
Sorry, you'd want roughly, like, to be safe. So I just have the math here. To be safe, you'd want 10 heal mores. You'd want 80 MP to be safe. You could do it on 72 MP if you get good rolls. The Dragon Lord has low HP. So Tilo's right on the border, and Archfield can't really afford another heal more if he wants to do it all in one dive.
Yeah, but looks like Archfield is going to just go straight to the bottom. He's not detouring, I don't think, unless he's going to turn here. Yep, no, he's turning. He's going to Judge's table first.
Makes sense to me. You got a 6 out of 7 chance. And if it's not there, you just turn around and say, all right, I'm not winning this dive. I'll do it later or whatever. But the 6 out of 7 on the armor is just too juicy to pass up. Hyro with a good point in chat. Tilo's guaranteed 15 off the spike tile, so Tilo will get 15 defeating the spike tile enemy, but he uses another heal more. No chance for him to win on this dive, but I think Tilo had probably already decided he was going to just get the armor and get out.
Man, this is such a close race. Looks like Archfield is down here. Let's see which chest is it. Play our favorite game, the pyramid game. Place your bets.
I thought it was the Armored Knight game.
Well, we'll play that one first as a warm-up.
Tilo getting that level 15 off the red dragon that wouldn't let him get away, and it is... Well, it's got agility. That's about it.
And there it is in the 300 gold chest.
There you go. So now let's see if he can get around and if he can get through. Now, he does have 10 heal mores, but who knows what the spike tile is going to have. The spike tile is going to be something that requires him to burn a heal more. 10 heal mores, he can do this. He's pretty safe on 10 heal mores.
Meanwhile, Thilotilo is just trying to get the armor so that he can get out and try to dive a second time. There's no way he's going to take it with 37 MP.
Yeah, Tilo got really, really just ambushed by those red dragons over and over and over again. So yeah, he's turned this into an armor dive, and he's going to grab his armor. He's probably going to outside right away, heal up, and come right on back in as quickly as possible. Archfield, we'll see if he can get it done here. If not, this could get really, really close again.
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to this attempt. You got a blue dragon here. This is just not a viable threat to Archfield. It's going to take that thing down, especially with it trying to stop spell him, and he's immune to stop spell with Erdrick's armor. This is down, no problem.
That is beautiful, isn't it? He can use a heal if he needs to. He probably will just use a heal just to... Yeah, there he goes, just to top off. And now he's got his 10 heal mores. 10 heal mores on 139 AP. You're looking pretty happy. Especially if he can somehow get his opening double. I don't know if he has herbs, so he might have to... I hope he doesn't have to burn a heal more here.
Oh! But at least he did stop spell to give him a chance to go in at full.
Yeah, he did have to use a heal more. I hope he can get that opening double to make up for that. Oh no, this could be trouble unless he gets a low attack here. Ooh, sword 11. And yeah, now he can still do this on 9 Healmores if the Dragon Lord has low HP. There's 25. Meanwhile, Tilo did outside and refill, so he's going to be jumping right on back in.
Very risky fight count here.
36. Yeah, the average is 13. 36 through 3 attacks, so right on average. Oh, there you go. There's a nice roll. 55 now. Oh, another decent one, up to 70. So we're about halfway there. Ooh, 83. Okay. Oh, there we go. 99. Okay, we're about to hit triple digits. Yeah, Angel pointed out it's going to be real close. It's going to depend on how much HP the Dragon Lord has for sure. To 115. Like 3-4 more attacks, maybe?
That's the last Healmore in the tank.
128. He's going to have low HP.
Meanwhile, Tilo
159. 159 was the count, right? Wow, so it is a high HP Dragon Lord. Jeez, 159. I mean, to Archfield's credit, he did have 9 Healmores. We said if the Dragon Lord has low HP, he can get there. He got to 159. And yeah, Hyro, absolutely correct. The back attack cost him that early Healmore, or cost him that attack. And yeah, 159. Ooh, interesting from Archfield. He's going to gold grind, I guess, because he's just in the area. Very interesting. He has to go back to Cantlin, I believe, anyway, to refill, and he's going to pick up a silver shield, I'd presume, while he's there. Interesting play there. That's pretty heads up to think of gold grinding out of Charlock after a failed DL2 dive.
Yeah, and then now it's Tilo's turn. Remember, he's coming in with a full tank of gas. He's still got 100 MP. Had to blow a Healmore on this Armored Knight, unfortunately, just not letting him get away. There's the repel wearing off. He's going to cast another one. That's not going to affect his Healmore total, so he's perfectly fine at doing that. With a DP of 89, he's going to be repelling a few more things. It's still not going to be enough to repel, obviously, a red dragon or an armored knight, but most other things, except maybe an axe knight or a blue dragon, is going to pretty much leave him alone, and it's going to let him get around this corner a lot faster.
Yeah, no, I remember we kind of rolled our eyes at, oh, whatever, 15 didn't have much. 15 had 3 power, and Tilo's going to go with 142 attack power. You got an average of 15, 10 to 21 on that, and on that average of 15, you're pretty happy on 9 Healmores. We know the Dragon Lord has high HP, so you wouldn't want to do it on 8, but 9 Healmores, 72 MP, you're pretty happy with that number, and Tilo's at 98, so he's got some Healmores to burn still if he needed to. He's got some safety. We know the blue dragon on the spike tile is not going to cause any problem. He's got some herbs, so he can avoid what Archfield had to do. Archfield didn't have herbs, so he had to burn a Healmore on the DL1. Tilo can use his herbs to avoid that, and I mean, he should be pretty okay here, even though the Dragon Lord has high HP.
Yeah, this should still be about as free as it can be in a randomizer. Barring a miss menu, I don't see Tilo being able to turn this up.
There you go. He gets there. He'll use an herb to get to full, and he's got plenty of resources. Should be able to manage to have every stat, by the way, in the green. Gotta feel good about that. And as Tilo finishes this out, and Archfield refilling, and he's going to redive. Archfield should also have no problems at this point, right? On his redive, now that he has the armor as well. Kind of feel bad for Archfield because he gave it a really good attempt. He got to 159 HP. The Dragon Lord in Randomizer can have anywhere between 150 and 165. He got really far into the DL2's HP range. And if the Dragon Lord just rolled not high HP, Archfield would have had this.
Yeah, unfortunately, the town he stepped in was not Cantlin. It was, in fact, Garenham, which did not have a silver shield for sale, so the gold grind was for naught.
That's okay. Archfield, a silver shield would have been nice, but certainly not necessary.
No, absolutely not necessary. It would have just been the icing on the cake if he had managed it.
Yeah, he might have been going for it so he could repel his way through and just have a little nicer time coming back down. He, of course, doesn't know where everyone is, where Tilo is. I'm guessing he figures since it's a jet seed, failed dive means bad news, but, if he had gotten that silver shield and repelled half of Sharlock away, he might have just been able to waltz right back to the bottom real quick and kill a Dragon Lord real fast and still get this, but as we know, Tilo's very, very likely to finish off, I haven't been counting, but very, very likely to finish off this Dragon Lord and take this.
Well, either way this goes, both of these runners have been doing just an amazing job on this seed. And break out your GGs! Thilotilo has defeated the Dragon Lord.
Man, that was one heck of a race. That was kind of what we were expecting going in. Back and forth and back and forth. Crazy fast start, but they went back and forth there. Archfield had a shot at it. Tilo able to get it done and take out the Dragon Lord. GG's to Tilo with his official time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 1 second. Oh, come on, save the second. Archfield picks up his 15, so he's even in better shape than he was before.
This has definitely been a Math Girl seed. The stats were just insane. You had pretty much go stats by level, 12, 13, something like that. It was just a matter of collecting all of the items and getting down there.
This is a Math Girl seed. I don't know. I have the next 2 hours free. I thought we'd be here until, all hours of the night. I thought we were going to go 3 hours and 5 minutes. What am I supposed to do for the next 2 hours? I'm confused.
Well, that's what Math Girl does. Either she does a Zoom seed or she does one that ends up turning into a slog where you don't get more than 50 strength until level 22.
Roll a DW4 seed. I tell you, if anyone is brave enough to play a Math Girl rolled Dragon Warrior 2 randomizer seed, good luck.
Ooh, gauntlet thrown down, challenge accepted. Math Girl responds in chat, send me the stuff necessary and I will.
What to do with 2 hours? Play a seed. I can't play a seed in 2 hours. Are you kidding me? Alright, Archfield's had a nice little waltz back down to the bottom. He's going to find this blue dragon again, slice through it. He's going to have 11 heal mores this time, much better than the 9 that he had before, and he's got a little more attack power, and he's going to make quick work of this Dragon Lord. Right, and as Archfield does a little heal walking versus using an herb, but it's fine, he's good. As he starts his Dragon Lord fight, Thilotilo joins us. GG, sir, that was quite a finish.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I was confident that I had lost the race when I didn't have a key when I got back to the castle. So the fact that I didn't is what was quite surprising to me. I was still waiting for the dot done from Archfield even during the Dragon Lord fight.
Well, you would have had it not been for the fact that Archfield had to blow an extra heal more before the second phase of the Dragon Lord fight because he ran out of herbs and that cost him the fight and had to do the dive all over again.
Yeah, as you were diving, Archfield was fighting the Dragon Lord and got to 159 on him and that wasn't enough, so it was very, very close at the end.
I was hoping I'd done my math right at the end because I took a chance I don't usually take, which is the chance that I had counted correctly. And because if I had, then I knew the last hit was going to kill the Dragon Lord. But if he was that high and I'd miscounted, then that could have cost me too.
Yeah, the Dragon Lord 2 had 161 hit points. ArchfieldMonk was a total of 2 hit points shy from his victory.
Oof.
Yeah, so Tilo, you mentioned something kind of interesting there. You attacked on the final attack, knowing it would take out the Dragon Lord. You say you don't normally do that because it was just that close of a thing, right? It was such a jet seat that little things like that could be a difference. Seconds could make a big difference. What were you thinking about as you went on your armor dive, knowing that it was going to be that close?
Well, so on the armor dive, I originally intended to do it all in one dive, and then green dragons kept hounding me, and then the red dragon showed up, and I couldn't get away, and I didn't have enough agility to make me feel confident continually trying to run and expecting to be able to survive that long. So finally I said, you know what, I'm going to take a whack at a couple more of these red dragons, maybe use a heal more or two, and see if maybe the next level has a massive strength increase. If it does, well then I'll keep trying to dive and move on. If it doesn't, well then at this point I've just got to go for the armor and bail, because there's no point in me trying to move on. And I just, red dragon after red dragon, I couldn't risk it at that point. So I opted, at that point I opted to go for the double dive, but I did intend to go for the win on the first dive. I didn't have intents on making a separate trip, but the red dragons had other plans.
Yeah, it was kind of
break out your GGs. ArchfieldMonk rolling into pole position in second place with an SRL time of 1 minute 9 seconds 1:09:59. 1 hour 9 minutes 59 seconds, just under the 1 hour 10 minute mark.
But yeah, Tilo, it was kind of interesting. It was one of those things where, maybe at the time it seemed annoying that the red dragons were stopping you from doing your get the armor and win thing. It actually ended up working out in your favor because you ended up getting the armor and outsiding. Archfield still had more resources and continued onwards. You were able to get back into Sharlock and go for the second one before Archfield was able to. So it actually ended up working out in your favor in kind of a weird way.
Yeah, I was actually wondering that. I mean, I ended up taking a lot more battles than I wanted to because we were ready. We were in go mode like 2 levels prior to that, all things considered, but I kept running into enemies on the overworld that I'd rather fight than try to run away from, and so I just kept, and we didn't have repel, and so I just kept picking up the experience, and I was hoping that maybe that was my edge, because that last level I got in Sharlock was an extra 9 agility, and at that point I was a favorite to run from the red dragons, and so I was hoping, I was like, maybe Archfield found some stuff faster. Maybe, I obviously knew I lost a lot of time losing the keys, and I'm going, but maybe he didn't get as many experience points, and so he's having more trouble getting through Sharlock at this point, and maybe that helps me out, because I couldn't find any other way that I could have gotten ahead of him.
Yeah, the only thing that gave you that was when Archfield did the final dive and the final attack, he took a surprise attack from the first phase of the Dragon Lord and took back-to-back hurt mores and had to blow a heal more in the first phase instead of in the second phase, and that's what cost him short by 2 hit points.
And speaking of, Archfield has joined us here in the commentary booth. GG's Archfield, that was one heck of a close finish.
Oh, thank you very much, GG to Tilo. I'm glad to hear. I hope it was a good race to watch. I don't even really know what to say about it. There are certain times where you get thrown into a seed where you just go, "This has never happened before," and I can't remember ever being in a situation where I felt like I needed to stop fighting everything at level 6 because I was worried about being over-leveled at some point. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, how'd you like the start of that? I lost track of how much strength you guys got in the first 3 or 4 levels. It was insane.
It was pretty bonkers. I was just like, well, I'm just going to keep going, I guess, because, we've got heal more. That's usually a bottleneck. The HP is climbing. The strength was just absurd. I've never seen that many kind of big double-digit gains in the first 6 levels, and then getting the sword in the throne room on top of that. It just felt like... Tilo, I don't know how you felt, but I basically felt like I was behind the entire time, and it wasn't necessarily a behind thing so much as this is just going so fast. It's like you're running too fast for your legs to keep up with you.
Well, absolutely. It's one of those, I saw that and I went, okay, well now it's just about exploration because there's no race to grind here. It's it, as you said, as fear of overleveling. Like, I didn't check the stats to start. As soon as I saw I got Electric Sword, I was like, there's no reason to bother checking my stats. So I took a swing, got 2 levels on a Scorpion and got a 20-something strength, and I was like, oh, we must have started with pretty low strength, and this is compensating. And then the next level, it's like 15, and I'm like, well, that was nice. And then it just keeps going, and I'm like, at level 6, I have to know how ridiculous this is. And I saw I had 111 attack power, and I'm like, wow, that's ridiculous. But yeah, it's the every wrong move you make, every dead end you hit, everything, you're going, oh shoot, I'm falling further and further behind. And the big thing that happened to me is, because this never happens to me, I actually filled up on all my keys at Remolder, then went to the second continent and ended up using all of them on the second continent between Grave and Garenham and Cantlin and I'm missing where the last one was used, but
the Treasury and Tantegel, I think you used the last one.
Did I use it on the Treasury? I thought it was at the Treasury. I didn't have it.
I used it in the Treasury and then had to leave and go get a key.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't remember. Whatever it is, I ended up having to make a second trip to Remolder when all I had left was to go into Mountain Cave, and at that point I said, I've lost. But
yeah, I do remember when that happened. There was a whole bunch of, we were kind of wondering, and chat was, oh, where is he going? Where is he going? When we saw you pop in the Remolder and the light went on, like, oh, got it. But yeah, as far as you guys were talking about being in front or behind, that was like, I feel like a ping pong match of, someone would take a slight lead and the other one would come back and take a slight lead, then a little slight lead there, and just back and forth and back and forth. It was a great race to watch.
Oh, no doubt. It really came down to Charlock luck. It really did. And that final dive with ArchfieldMonk was short by a grand total of 2 hit points shy of the kill on that final blow.
161 on DL2.
Yep, 161.
Oh man, yeah. That dive. Well, the first dive, I stubbornly refused to heal on the first floor. So there were actually 2 points in about the last 10 minutes where I said, "Well, just lost the race." And the first was when I got killed by that red dragon going across the barrier tiles my first time into Charlock. Because that walk back, you have to go through Swamp Cave, it just takes forever. And so I thought it was over then, and then when I got killed by the Dragon Lord, I said, well, that's the race. And so I did the thing at the end. I was like, okay, if I have to dive Charlock again, I'm at least going to get a Silver Shield so I can repel everything. And then it turned out I took a bad note and there wasn't a Silver Shield in Garenham anyway. But at that point, like when I died to the Dragon Lord there, I'm just like, there is no way that Tilo's not going to dot done before I get back down there again. It's just impossible. So I'd hate to say I threw in the towel at that point, but that was, I would basically thought, yeah, it's kind of over here.
And even with the bad luck in Charlock, you were on the barrier tiles and low on HP and get ambushed by a red dragon. That's RNG. There's nothing you could have done to stop that, realistically speaking.
Oh, right. I could have healed sooner just to be on the safe side, but I thought the odds are, what are the odds, right? I'm going to get...
Yeah, never tell me the odds. I definitely think they imported the XCOM RNG engine for this one.
Yeah, that's funny. The randomizer asked the same question, like, what are odds, huh?
Yeah, but all that aside, there were several things that I did a little inefficiently earlier in the seed too, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching it back. I can say that much because it sounds like it was a pretty back and forth race, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it sounds like it was pretty fun, which was really what I was hoping for. I thought going in that Archfield and I were really, really evenly matched, and so I said, this has to be a good one. There's no way one of us is going to blow the other one out without something ridiculous happening, because we're going to give them a good show. And so it sounds like that happened, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my hope too, and I disappointed to have lost, but also still got more matches to play, and that's all I'm really looking for. The outcome is sometimes out of one's hands, but I enjoy playing the game, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. So speaking of which, looking ahead to the next one, Thilotilo is going to move on to the we're calling it the Wraith round. and face the winner of Nest Cardinality and Braxis Muse. Meanwhile, Archfield will go to the bonus bracket and face off against Centroid in the next week.
I'm just going to take a moment to gripe. This is my third tournament. My first two tournaments, the random draw gave me Nest Cardinality in the first round. This year, I was like, okay, I can't get him in the first round. He has a bye. And then somehow I end up in this little tiny portion of the bracket where now in week 3, I had the chance to face him again. So as much as I like Nest Cardinality, I'm really cheering for Braxis Muse. Just, even if I lose to him, it'd just be nice to not get my first loss to somebody else.
Well, yeah, like I said, I was in this position too, where you're like, oh, Nest Cardinality versus Brax. You might not face Nest Cardinality. You might face the guy who beat Nest Cardinality, and that might be worse.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you also have to think of it this way. Nescard is one of the top players in the entire community. I mean, even losing to him, as long as you acquit yourself honorably, is still a hell of an achievement.
Well, I've got a lot of experience doing that, so I'll hold my head high regardless. But the funny part is, if I had lost, I was going to go on to play Centroid, who was the one who eliminated me from the playoffs last year. So I was in I didn't have a happy path in front of me, no matter what.
All right. So, any other final comments from you guys?
Just thank you guys for the broadcast, Math Girl restreaming, Angel for tracking, Ragai and Sneaky for comms. I also just want to give a shout out to the admins and the tourney admins, of which ArchfieldMonk is one. I just think everything so far has run so beautifully and so smoothly, and as someone who's been behind the scenes for these in the past, I'm just really impressed and thankful for what a great job they've done, and so I wanted to give that shout out.
Well, speaking of Nestcard, we're actually going to be rating Nest Cardinality, who is doing some practice runs in preparation for that match we were discussing earlier. So gives us a chance to see one of the great masters of this randomizer in action shortly.
Ooh! Can we tell him to beat Tilo again?
Well, first he has to get through Braxis. That's easier said than done. He's kind of an underseed in this tournament. I mean, he's technically seeded at, what is it, 30?
I think
No.
Yeah, I think 30 sounds right. I looked at it before we started.
I mean, he's horribly underseeded. Yeah, 31. Braxis Muse is seeded 31, but that's because he's let his SRL standings kind of slide. He hasn't played a lot recently, and so his standings have decayed. That does not mean that he's not one of the top tier players in this tournament, though. So that's definitely an underseed, in my opinion. It's going to be a great match regardless of whoever wins, and then whoever does, Tilotilo's got a hell of an opponent in the next match.
Yeah, I had a pretty good one this match, and it'll be a hard one next one. I mean, this whole field is just absurd. And when you look at some of the matchups that are happening in the bottom bracket now, it's getting ridiculous. And so, yeah, it just never stops. You take whatever wins you can get because you're never getting an easy opponent.
Absolutely. I mean, and even a lot of these newer players that are just showing up for the first time in this tournament have been doing amazing for themselves. I'm not going to spoil that first match from yesterday, but dang. And of course, there was also that one where Nimvana, another new player, I had a chance of seeing him square off against Guelph. And my goodness, that was a match too. These guys that are just starting up, they are coming in strong.
Yeah, just the field is really deep and super strong, and you don't really get any days off. We say that a lot come tournament time. Really, it just keeps getting truer year by year, I feel.
And of course, all of that competition with some very, very worthy opponents here makes for some really awesome watching on our end. And let me just say, it has been an honor and a privilege being able to cast these matches. Just watching you guys in action, play by play, has been a real treat.
Well, thanks for everybody's help today. We really appreciate it, Sneaky and Ragai and Math Girl.
Yeah, thank you, Archfield and Tilo. That was a great race, very enjoyable to watch. Angel and Math Girl. I'm so used to you tracking Archfield. I just assumed you were tracking Angel and Math Girl behind the scenes as well, and my co-commentator Sneaky the Lost. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us here. We're gonna go, as you mentioned, Sneaky, go raid Nest Cardinality. He's actually not playing Dragon Warrior Randomizer. He's playing Star Tropics. I think he just put number 5 time up on the board the other day, though, so it's a pretty darn good race. Pretty good darn run. So enjoy that, and thank you, everyone.